Ah, spooky high school. The sweetest years of our lives. Back then, we were young and unafraid, sometimes reckless, sometimes brilliant, sometimes just stupid, but always willing to give life to the fullest. We're on a wild journey to discover who we really are. So let's try something different. Instead of rolling a dice to pick our choices, let's always pick the first choice of everything. And we'd yet experienced the ultimate Monster Prom. Remember it clearly, 3 weeks, 6 people. Miranda, Damien, Scott, Liam, Polly, Vera. It was clear it had to be one of them, but who? 3 weeks to woo. Quiz, minds, PhD, trademark, reflect, stats. If you were to have sex with an animal, which animal would it be? A swan. They're classy. Plus it reminds me of that myth of Leda and the Swan. So at least by bestiality standards, it has a certain chic appeal. Okay. The coolest reality show would be 8 rich people fight in weekly challenges to see who's the best at giving money to you. I agree. Good. What criteria would you use to name your children? No name, it's just too much work. I mean, hey. That day while rehearsing for the class play, it's as though the muses themselves had decided to give you a figurative blowjob. Your performance is intense and inspiring. It will be remembered for generations, which is pretty rad by high school play standards. You gain 2 creativity. Later that day, when you're out shopping with Vera and Polly, and a wild cockatrice appears. It gallops through the mall, biting shoppers with its jagged beak and turning them into stone. Scott and Damien come chasing after it, holding a butterfly net and a frilly dress. Oh, those guys and their mythical creatures. This isn't our fault. We had nothing to do with this. Ugh. Another mythical creature crisis just when I'm starting to enjoy my shopping. I literally made the joke. Oh, but it's so cute. I bet that vicious chicken dragon really knows how to party. Scott and Damien see everyone looking at them and wisely hide inside a clothing rack. What are they going to do with this creature? Ignore it? You try to ignore the slaughter going on in the mall around you, but the screaming is so loud you can't focus on your shopping. Ugh. Are you still looking at that monster over there? I thought you were cool. What? Have you ever seen a massacre before? Like, if you love that abomination so much, why don't you marry it? You would. Oh, you would, but the backwards laws of your country don't allow cockatrice marriage. It's not a swan. Hey, you arrive at your chosen table to find Vera folding napkins at... Okay. Do you want to know what this is for, Vera? No. I'll take that as a yes. This rose-shaped napkin fold is for birthday parties between the ages of 16 and 22. Miranda's hands move fast as lightning, turning the rose into a gorgeous white swan. By contrast, this swan folding is for first weddings, third weddings, and swan giveaways. As a fashion enthusiast, I have never been so bored by a piece of fabric. Oh, and this black swan folding is for weddings where you plan to brutally murder all the guests. Not very popular, the black swan folding. Okay, that's sort of cool, but I'm still aggressively uninterested. You happen to have some napkin folding skills yourself. Maybe you can spice up this interaction. You decide to show off your most impressive napkin fold. Like so, it creates a self-aware napkin whose sole purpose is to fold napkins. Oh my god. Oh, that's adorable. Look at it folding everybody's napkins. It's like a tiny, adorable serf. It looks like it's folding the other napkins into more self-folding napkins. I know, it's so efficient. Go, little napkin surfer, be free! Aren't you worried that this will turn into a self-replicating napkin scenario, progressing geometrically until the world is nothing but napkins? Why? That sounds lovely! God, you're impossible. You seem to have mispronounced impeccable. Whatever, I'm leaving before the napkin folk take over the world. Vera leaves you alone for a romantic lunch with Miranda. You can't hang out for too long, though. You've got to stop those napkins before they take over the world. That day while rehearsing for the class play, you do a terrific job at acting. You act so hard that there are some classmates in the audience who throw roses at you. 7 roses to be exact. Damn, roses aren't a valid currency or stat in this game. Anyway, you check your converter app to see if this could translate into something a little bit more useful. Seems 7 roses equals 2 creativity points. Sweet, you gain 2 creativity. You see Miranda and Vera chatting away, their eyes gleaming with the gleam of the scheming. Crowd Surfs isn't doing nearly as well as I thought it would. Oh, if it isn't Oz, would you like to be a customer? Once upon a time, surfs were only for the rich and fabulous, like Vera and myself. But now, thanks to our app, Crowd Surfs, you too can have your very own crowd-funded surf. The app is being genuinely funded by my royal family who wish for everyone to experience the joy of royalty. And get richer off of it. I think our business might be failing because the surfs are simply not of high enough quality to maintain customer interest. The surfs need to have more enthusiasm for their jobs. We need to recruit from the right locations. Don't be absurd. If there's one thing being royalty has taught me, and there's definitely more than one, it's that you can trick anyone into doing anything, as long as you give them the right incentives. But why not start with the easily manipulated in the first place? Oz, what do you think? Vera's right. Why not recruit people who want to be bossed around at a leather daddy convention? Ooh, I like that quite a bit. Excuse me, but if there were more conventions for daddies, I'm quite sure I would know about them. My father's one of the most powerful dads I know, so if he was not invited... Just stop right there, Miranda. Trust me. How does this sound? Free lifetime of submission. Dirty talk guaranteed. Dress code, come as you are. Vera, with the help of a confused Miranda, goes to the next leather daddy convention in town. The next time you see Vera and Miranda, they seem much happier. These serfs we recruited are so enthusiastic to serve. Most explicitly so. And as an unexpected fringe benefit, all the serfs keep trying to one-up each other's, uniforms. So I created a line of latex and leatherware that's making almost as much as crowd surfs in the first place. It's a win-win-win situation. And don't worry, Oz. I won't ask how you know so much about the fetish community. I mean, hey, deviant sickos, right? Yay! Siding with Vera always makes her happy, and to show her appreciation, she gives you 2 money she earned, and you gain 1 smarts. Hell yeah. That day while rehearsing for the class play, you can't help but feel that you're not as good at the role it requires you to be. There doesn't seem to be any ordinary way of getting yourself there, but there might be an extraordinary way. You summon the devil, one of many, to make a deal that enhances your creativity just a bit. You gain 2 creativity, you also lose 3 years of your life, whatever. Let's see. Rehearsals for the play are going as smoothly as they do at any school populated by monsters. As a good castmate, you're more than happy to run lines with Vera, and not just because she looks great in her costume. And for doing that with the moldy grapefruit, and my mother no less, you must die. And then the director said I could improvise any kind of assassination I want. Now, I'm someone with a reputation for knowing a thing or 10 about a murder. So I don't want to just go for some run-of-the-mill knife through the eye kind of deal. What kind of unexpected on-stage murder would really knock him dead, so to speak? Boredom's death. Yes, of course, no one will be expecting me to go metaphorical with it. The whole audience will be waiting for some overdone drawing and quartering, or a sensible blood draining. And then I'll hit them with an idiom come to life right before their very eyes. I can already hear the horrified gasps when I begin my lecture. Here, let's go back to a line. And for that, you must die, prepared to be regaled by paint drying through the ages, foul villain. Starting from the time cave monsters first began to paint on the walls, people have been forced to watch paint dry. After they smeared the blood of their enemies into obscene symbols, they would wait for the air. Even though it is just a rehearsal, you can already feel the life force being sucked from you from the boringness of Vera's lecture. Right before you pass out from the dullness of it all, you see Vera wink at you gratefully. Yes, worth it. Vera's admiration is always worth losing a few minutes of your life to the darkness of blackening out. Which, of course, you do. But you gain 2 creativity and 1 smarts. Hey, last night I read this article on how money causes pocket cancer in the long run. You don't want to get pocket cancer? Quick, give me that dangerous money you have in your still healthy pockets. Okay. We have enough money for the corpse. Yes, I'm selling a corpse. It's like some kind of fashion accessory. It is not as if I'm trying to dispose of it. Nothing better than the smell of money. Well, actually, there are many better smells, but you know what I mean, right? That day while rehearsing for the class play, you aren't especially good nor inspired. For once, it seems you aren't getting the classic creativity boost from the auditorium. But afterwards, while talking to your classmates, you're having trouble conveying your point in discussion, so you decide to convey it through music. You start singing and suddenly everyone joins in a kick-ass musical number. It's so amazing that the people from whom you were arguing totally get your point and change their minds once the song is over. You gain 2 creativity. While doing all that, you've been carrying your newly acquired corpse as if it was a totally normal thing to do. But some people seem to think otherwise. Oh no, it's the 4 most hateful people in school. Why are you carrying a corpse, idiot? Psh, what a shameless display of distaste. Yeah, what a noob carrying around a corpse is for noobs. Ooh, a corpse, I love corpses. Also, I'm super drunk. Okay, the 3 most hateful people in school, and Polly. As a school's social elite, we disapprove of this. I'm head of the hierarchy, and I can't condone such stupidity under our domain. I'm the taste of the hierarchy, and I don't appreciate such use of a corpse. Also, the lesser-known fact about corpses, they smell. I'm the fist of a hierarchy, and I want to punch you because punching people is what I do. I'm Polly. Also, I'm like super drunk, so whatever Vera says. Yikes, despite your disregard for stupid social conventions and school hierarchies, you feel the urge to please them. Maybe because that's what this game is about. When you bought this course, Valerie totally told you it was a fashion accessory and that she was absolutely not trying to dispose of a body, but now you're starting to feel she might have fooled you. No time to lose. How can you convince them the corpse is actually a very hot fashion accessory? Trivia fact about fashion accessories, most of them are worn on your head. Quickly, put this corpse on your head. Swiftly, you gather the corpse and you place it on your head. Your classmates remain silent, looking at you. The tension is great. You do your best to look serious and fashionable. I think what Oz is trying to tell us is that this corpse is a hot fashion accessory. Yes indeed, most fashion accessories are worn on your head. Hats, glasses, earrings, hats. I think it's cool how he is wearing a corpse on his head and he is still, like, really cool about it. Fuck, I'm like big time drunk. Like tomorrow my hangover will have a hangover. Wait, am I tripping or is Oz wearing a corpse on his head? I mean, I did a bunch of super shrooms earlier, so I might be tripping. You're not tripping, Polly. Well, you are tripping, but also Oz is in fact wearing a corpse on his head. And you know what? He is doing it in such a confident way, I hereby conclude that a corpse counts as a very hot fashion accessory. It would also be a pretty convenient way of disposing of the many corpses my ventures might or might not produce. I agree. Confidence is what really counts when deciding if something makes for a good accessory, even if that something is completely not hygienic or healthy. Still drunk! And so, all of them signed a decree that establishes a corpse as an acceptable fashion accessory, as high school social bureaucracies require. Today is a bright day to have a corpse in your possession. You gain 2 charm and 1 smarts. Man, this might be the best playthrough, and all we're doing is selecting the first thing. Oh, auditorium. Hello again. Good old Oz, what's it gonna be today? I'm supposed to pick the first one, but both these items are too expensive, and the third one is, hello again! Hey! Why would you study and prepare for your future when you can come here and buy some weird shit instead, am I right? What a coincidence, the first thing that I can buy is the free thing. The shitter. Believe it or not, this is a very religious thing. Auditorium! That day while rehearsing for the class play, you were struck by the lightning of inspiration. You come up with the ultimate nickname for yourself. You tell everyone to call you by it, also known as one of the most douchey things you can do. But the nickname is awesome, inventive, and appropriate that people decide to go with it. Quite the feat. After your previous adventures, now corpses are an acceptable and quite hot fashion accessory. You become a well-known trendsetter advocating for your beloved corpses. Life is now all fancy and busy. Luckily, you have your sexy, sexy secretary to help you with all of your new tasks. Mr. Oz, we have a problem. If you had assumed your sexy, sexy secretary had to be female, then shame on you. I didn't. It's been leaked that Vogue's next issue will include an article titled 10 Reasons Why Wearing a Corpse as a Fashion Accessory is Not Chic and Probably Also a Crime. I've done some research and found the journalist. It's a bro called Fyodor Fedora. What do we do, boss? As Vogue rules dictate, the only way to subdue a Vogue journalist is by out-journalizing them in a journalism duel to the death. Oh, cool. To the death. Yeah, because duels to the death never go out of fashion. Let me choose the best outfit for your duel, boss. And so you engage in a journalism duel with Fyodor Fedora. To out-journalist Fedora, you write an article titled 10 Reasons Why Wearing a Fedora is Not Cool and Definitely a Crime. It's a very eye-opening article that reflects on the social circumstances during the 20th century that destroyed the fedora's popularity as a symbol of masculine fashion. Vogue's board of executive editors fires Fedora, claiming, "Now we clearly see it is not in Vogue's best interest to keep someone who wears fedoras." Also, the fact that he has just lost a duel to the death makes us believe that he is not a safe bet in the long term for this company. Oh, I know, that's right. Your article is so good that you win a Pulitzer, which you totally used to bash Fedora's head into a pulp. Hooray for murder, boss. Yes, murder, but for all the right reasons. Also, Vogue publishes your article and fedoras become so uncool that it actually fuels the sale of corpses as a fashionable alternative to them. Vogue pays you 3 money, but they assure you that the real payment has been inexperience. Ooh. I feel like there's a lot of commentary on that one. If only I knew Vogue. Okay. Man, it kind of sucks that we're doing the randomization thing, because, like, we've been rejected by Damien so many times. Let's just go with none of them. Alright. You asked no one to prom. Told yourself you didn't need anyone. And you know, on a theoretical level, that's completely true, but this just seems like a way of avoiding potential rejectism. We all fear rejection, sweetheart, but it's part of life. Victory is for those who try. And you haven't. Prom night is here, and you can't help but wonder if you had a chance with any of your classmates. Those who fail have at least tried, and you, tonight, you failed in your own way without even trying, which has some kind of twisted merit in its own right. Doubts will haunt you to the day you die. Prom was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and now it's gone. Oh, no wait, this is a video game. You can try and play again. Lucky bastard. Okay. You know what? That was an interesting twist. I was wondering how they would handle the end screen. That makes sense. Oz, best at being alone. Man. Vera realized she was a character in a video game, which infuriated her. She spent her life making connections and building power because she's not part of a game. She plays the game. So be careful. Maybe now she's the one pulling your strings. And that was another one. Okay. 4 new images. But yeah, more soon.